So recently, one of Deontay Wilder's slave traders, Shelly Finkelman, came out and said that, actually Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder will be fighting, sometime in 2020. Now, this isn't news to me. I always knew this. I told you guys it's probably going to happen 2021. I mean, I made a video on my channel a year ago telling you guys that Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder were not going to fight until the year 2020, and I explained my reasons. And like I said, this video was made in 2018, May of 2018. So I was like one of the first people on this whole YouTube thing, on this whole, now you got a bunch of people. And I'm not trying to brag. Honestly, I'm not trying to brag. But I'm just saying, I was literally one of the first boxing channels on YouTube who told you guys that Anthony Joshua was not going to be facing Deontay Wilder until the year 2020. Like I said, I show you a screenshot. I said this a year ago. Now everybody's saying this. Now everybody's saying this because you got Eddie Hearn coming out saying, that Wilder has a bunch of fights lined up, and so now everyone's starting to say this. And even before, like, people were saying, with the fact that Wilder ducking Joshua this year, so it was obvious that he was not going to fight him into 2020. But like I said, I've been telling you guys for a year this was not going to happen, because it was obvious to me that Wilder had no intentions in fighting Anthony Joshua. It was obvious to me that Wilder wanted to try and wait to see if Joshua lost, and then he fought the guy who beat him, just so he didn't have to fight Anthony Joshua. It was obvious to me back then, okay? Now, it was obvious to me back then, and it was obvious to me this year when Deontay Wilder rejected the zone. It was obvious to me when Deontay Wilder said, I don't want Joshua, I don't want anyone but Fury, earlier this year. That was the first thing he said literally at the start of the year. I'm not fighting no one but Fury. When I saw that, I said, okay, clearly he has no interest in fighting Anthony Joshua. If he's immediately writing him off and saying, nope, I just want Fury. And then he added more to the flame when he rejected the DAZN deal to fight Anthony Joshua. So that showed the world even more that how much Deontay Wilder did not want to fight Anthony Joshua, right? And now we're hearing all these rumors from Eddie Hearn saying that, and Eddie Hearn is a boxing promoter. He has connections. He's saying saying that there's several people telling him that Luis Ortiz was supposedly guaranteed a Wilder fight. Adam Konaki is supposedly guaranteed a Wilder fight, and those are going to be his next two opponents. Eddie Hearn is a promoter, a boxing promoter. He has connections. You mean to tell me you're not going to believe the things he says? I'm not saying that everything that Eddie Hearn says is 100% factual. But what I'm saying is this: he has connections. He's a promoter. Don't be surprised if what he says comes to fruition. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, and if he fights, Luis Ortiz, because like I said, that's an in-house fight that Al Heyman was saving Wilder for, okay, from the get-go. And Adam Konaki is a PBC fighter who called out Deontay Wilder. That's another in-house fight, an easy in-house fight that Al Heyman can make. So again, I'm not surprised when I see comments, or like when I see, guys like in Deontay Wilder's team say, oh no, we're going to fight Joshua by 2020. And that's a big if. Because I already told you guys that I actually feel they're going to fight by 2021. Even Eddie Hearn came out recently and he was like, you know what, they're probably going to fight Wilder. Wilder's probably going to fight Joshua by 2021. You see, Eddie Hearn, I think Eddie Hearn watches my videos, because I told you guys these guys were probably not going to fight till 2021. And Eddie Hearn recently came out and said that. Just because I think that he's going to end up fighting then Tyson Fury. And there's probably going to be mandatories by then. But like I said, I'm not surprised by none of this, people, because I told you guys back in mid 2018 that these two were not going to fight until the year 2020. Now it's looking like it's being pushed back to 2021. Deontay Wilder has no intentions on fighting the Anthony Joshua anytime soon. He's too much of a risk, man. Wilder's is not, Wilder's dumb. He's dumb when it comes to financial situation. When it comes to making really great financial, when it comes to like basically getting big paydays. You guys know I'm dyslexic, okay? He's dumb when it comes to that, but he's smart when it comes to taking the risk. He understands that there are fighters out there that are extremely dangerous for him. He understands that. So he doesn't want to take the risk. He would rather sit back, let other fighters do the work, wait till the guy loses, and then come out and say, you know what, I don't need to fight him. He lost. Why would I fight him? Like I said, I believe that's Wilder's plan. That's why he's pushing it back to like 20, 30 months, this fight. Because he's waiting until somebody beats Anthony Joshua. Then he could come out and say, I don't need to fight Anthony Joshua. He already lost. So I'm not surprised by this at all. Anyway, guys, I just have to say, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'm out, man.